our whole point in this around relationships and versus the 4 Ps is that you've got to go beyond that thinking. Interruptive promotion, advertising, banging people over the head saying, buy my cigarettes. That's dead. What you need to do is go back to the basics and figure out how human relationships form, how you build on those human relationships to create, fans, to create people who are willing to buy from you and come back to you consistently because you offer great products and great price and, you get it to them and you satisfy them. But more than that, you satisfy their need for belonging. We tried to understand what were the elements, what are the tenets, how do you do that, and how can you translate those elements, if we could identify them and boil them down, into their digital equivalents. And that's really the core of the whole story, and the whole message in the book is forget about everything you learned about marketing. Start worrying about human relationships and the way humans interoperate with each other, because that's really at the core of your sustainable differentiation going forward. And then how do you capture those elements and literally shake hands through the screen? How do you become someone's friend through the screen in a real meaningful way? How do you develop personal human relationships between organizations, which aren't human, and people who are, through digital mechanisms which are artificial? Why is it so difficult to get attention for yourself nowadays? Digital has made the ability of the consumer to get access to information vast. The power has moved into the mouse fingers of the viewing audience. When you go online, there's so many different things which you could do and so many different ways that you could spend your time to entertain yourself, that the idea of using interruptive advertising is just laughable at this point. So the argument there is, if you can't interrupt your way into somebody's attention span and steal it, if you will, or barter for it by giving them entertainment that they're willing to trade for it, what do? Well, the argument or the kind of tenet that we came up with is that you have to add value to make people want to talk to you, to make people want to explore your content. You can't interrupt your way to success. The only way that you can get people to pay attention to you now is to be helpful and to add value to their lives at the time that they're looking for that particular value. So if you have knowledge, if you have experience, if you have a top 10 list of things that they really should do, if you got a top 3 list of things they really shouldn't do, if you've got a guidebook of follow these steps to get to this place, those kind of things are valuable to people because they're educational. They help them. Everybody is trying to get attention from the same massive group of online audiences. Everybody's trying to use more personalization as they go through this. Everybody's trying to be the friendlier, better, easier place to go to. So how can you differentiate yourself? Real differentiation comes from a sense of ownership that your fans have for you. I object to the term brand loyalty because it's not about the brand. It's about becoming the owner of the entity that we're talking about. It's literally a transference of personal feeling of ownership. We're trying to get to the high level of that pyramid where the fans or the tribe, the audience of relationships that you have as an organization feels that they own you, that they're a piece of you, that you couldn't exist without them. Then it's really, really hard for them to transfer that loyalty to some one of your competitors. Your competitors can't come and take that away. The whole point of this is, how do you transfer that kind of relationship loyalty when the only touch points, or most of the touch points that you have, are done online? And as I said, that's a lot of what the premise of the book is about. There's 9 chapters specifically about that go into 9 different elements that you have to portray online.